car on the lift, and I haven't found anything substantial. I took an air gun and blew up, because it's been raining today, blew all the water out to make sure it was dry. If it's water, when you blow it with air, it'll clear. If it's oil, it'll stain. I'll show you the difference here. If it's oil, see, that's what oil looks like. Turn this wheel. Okay. So if we're looking at the strut here, it's completely dry. There's no oil on it, so the strut's not leaking. These boots look good. That boot looks good. This is the only one that concerns me. Let me grab that. I'll show you. If I put a pry bar in here, look how much movement, and I'm not using very little force. See how much that moves? Now it moves evenly, so the top and bottom are moving. But I don't think it should move that much. Same on the other side. This strut you can see is also dry. Turn the wheel. No oil on it, just water. So I don't have a leaking strut. I think my noise might be coming from these things. These are easy to replace. They have no bearing on that. I can replace the shocks and springs and then change these later if that's the case. And go to the back. You can see rear shock's completely dry. No leaks. Boots look good on every part. Nothing looks torn. So since I can't find anything obviously wrong with the car, we'll pull it down, take it home, and then we're gonna start the next, I'm gonna decide if I'm gonna do the next thing. So we are back home in the garage. The weather's not great today, so we didn't do anything else with the car other than let it dry in its spot. And so I did show you this box yesterday, but I didn't show you the box underneath it. I showed you that to you guys in the past. Let me show you what I got underneath it. Just get this out of the way. So underneath it is H&R springs. We're gonna reinstall. Now I have installed these springs on this car before, but they only have like 6,000 miles on them. So they have plenty of life left. So we're gonna reinstall that. So to install that, we're gonna use this Team McPherson strut extractor tool set. Very long name for coil spring compressor. I got this from my friend at Gearhead Garage, and it has the different cup sizes, the smaller and the upper, and that's perfect for the front. The rear springs are the same size, top and bottom, but for the front, I'll just set this in here. You can see for the front springs, you need the bigger cup for the bottom, and you're gonna need a smaller cup for the upper part. And you put these, line these up like so, however you do it. You line these up, you compress it. I'll show you, I'll give you a step-by-step video when I put the video together tomorrow. But that's what we're gonna do. The only thing I found on the car, as I already showed you in this video, was that I think on the front lower control arms, that centerpiece is separated from the rubber, and it's not supposed to be. On the rear, it's all one piece. I looked at my previous install video, and when I had the parts laid out here on top of my toolbox, and when everything was brand new, that was all one piece. It was not a separate piece. So the only thing that makes sense and it kind of confirms what I'm hearing is that that center metal piece has separated from the rubber bushing. Now the rubber bushing is still in good condition. It's not broken. There's no side to side or kind of lateral move, but up and down, that center piece is moving independent of that bushing, which it's not supposed to do. So that's not a big deal. I can change those in the future very easily. I'm still gonna go ahead and go forward installing new strut mounts, new the H&R springs on the OEM shocks. And then I'm gonna order those lower control arms, so we'll have that to do in the future. So you guys have been giving me crap about using a sketchy floor jack? Fine, I finally got a new floor jack. I got a less sketchy floor jack. We're gonna use it today. All right, so we moved around the cars. Porsche sitting in the middle. We're gonna set up this jack here, and we're gonna get to work. I said to hell with it. Let's go ahead and throw the springs on it. I do think, I'm pretty confident that my lower control arms on the front need to be replaced, but it's not a big deal. They're not shot, they're just not right. It's easy to change, especially on a lift. And thanks to my buddy, Mike at Gearhead Garage, I'll get on a lift and change them. It'll probably take me 30 minutes total to swap both of those out. So first step we need to do is we need to take measurements. So I'm gonna pop off all the hubcaps and we need to measure from the center of the hub to the fender. Don't measure from the ground, because if you measure from the ground, your tire pressure could be different, and so you might get a different measurement. But if you measure from the center axle to the fender, you're always gonna get the same measurement no matter what your tires are at. Because if your tire is lower or higher, the whole car is gonna move up or down, but it's not gonna move different from your axle to your fender. So that's why you measure from there. So we're gonna take those measurements first, and then the second thing we're gonna do, because this is all-wheel drive, we're gonna break loose front axle nuts. You have to break these loose. You can do this without doing this, but I tried that once in the past. I've done it both ways. I've done it without loosening those axles and getting them out of the way, and I've done it with the axle disconnected. It takes more time and there's more steps to disconnect the axles, but when I didn't disconnect them, I accidentally yanked an axle out of the front differential, which is never good. So I want to do it the right way. We're going to disconnect the front axles, but let's take some measurements first. So to pop the center caps off, if you don't have the right tool, which I've misplaced, take an Allen key like this, a small one. You can put it in this hole and you can turn it so you can pop it off. And be careful so you don't do that. Small change in plans. So you can see I'm back in Cali. This is the Burbank airport, my favorite airport. Last minute things changed and I needed to get out of town as I was making the video. I actually had the quick jacks out, ready to take the car apart, and then I got the phone call that things changed and I needed to go. So didn't put the springs on, but we're gonna put the springs on when I come home. But it'll probably be another week. But I wanted to send this video to you so I don't leave you guys hanging. You can see exactly where I'm at. Look at this. I love coming down here. Love Cali. Wish I could afford to live here permanently, but I don't. So I just gotta come visit. As you guys can see, I'm in downtown LA. So yeah, things didn't go according to plan this weekend and this week. I have the tools sitting in the front of my car. I have everything ready to do this, but I had to do this pop-up trip. So that's why I'm here in LA. By the weekend, I think I'll be home for sure. So by the weekend, I'll be able to start recording, changing this. I got a good little drive in LA traffic right now. I got to get to the south part of LA, and then that's where my job's going to be for the next week. So I'll catch up with you guys later next weekend. Stay tuned.